We'll give everybody a minute to come in. Get my YouTube channel hooked up here on the iPad. Hello. I didn't tell anybody it was going live. It's just expected of me now. So we'll wait and see how many people come in. As I always say, you might want to fast forward through the first few minutes of the video if you're watching on the playback. Just so we, can get the audience to come in. It's 3:42 p.m. Thursday. Hey, I see we have somebody. We're waiting for a little bit of an audience. I got all these half-drank waters and juices around me. Maybe I'll drink some of that while I'm waiting. The doctor actually asked me that today in person. Are you drinking? Are you drinking your water? And I gave him a whole list, and he goes, I don't care what you're drinking as long as you're drinking. Water, juice, vitamin water, diet ginger beer soda, anything. Oh, somebody gave me a thumbs up already. Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just got here. Don't even see anybody in the chat yet. Seems like it takes about 4 or 5 minutes now to get people in here. So for the people that are watching on the playback and they're yelling at me in the comments saying, can you just get to it? Understand that we have to get people in here first. Because I'm not going to just, talk to the air and talk to myself. But we have quite a bit to discuss today on the Nancy Guthrie case, the latest from Tucson. There's a couple of interesting developments since yesterday. One of which we didn't cover at all yesterday because it hadn't happened yet. It was released later. I appreciate your patience for the one person that's in here that's waiting. It says two, but I think one of those little heads is my iPad. Somehow it counts that as a separate viewer. Well, I guess YouTube's not going to push this out today, are they? We just have to get some people in here and then get some thumbs ups and some red hearts going, and then it might be a little early too. It's only 3:44 on the West Coast. 4:44 in Tucson. So we might be a little early today. You already gained somebody and lost somebody. I'm sorry, just I gotta wait just a bit. So if you are watching on the playback, fast forward to at least the 5-minute mark and see where you're at on the playback. If someone could type something into the chat, let me know that you can see me and hear me. I would appreciate that. Maybe I ought to save all this for Sunday. Last Sunday it went wild. There was like 3,000 hits on that live. I couldn't believe it. Never happened before. Hey, up to 4. But I'm counting me as one, so let's bring some people in here. Let's get this shared, get this out, get people in here so we can talk about the latest on the Nancy Guthrie case. I appreciate the thumbs up. Whoever has done that, thank you so much. Wow, where is everybody on a Thursday? Eating dinner, driving home from work. You never know what day's gonna pop, you know? Hey, now we're up to 6. Woohoo! Thumbs up and red hearts. Let's get it going and get people in here. YouTube sees that, they'll bring more people in, they'll push it out. It really does make a difference. I noticed that Sunday people were doing that and then it just like it blew up. I was just like blown away. I know the people that are watching on the playback later, they're gonna be mad. They're gonna be like, when is this lady gonna start talking about the case? Let's just get a few more people in here. Let's try to get it up to 10 if we can. Make sure that you guys are subscribed and you've got that little bell icon pushed when you're watching the videos because it'll notify you whenever I go live. Yeah, I need to talk about the Nancy Guthrie case. But now we're down to like, one person in my iPad. People are getting mad, like, hey, just talk about this. Can somebody please type something in the chat and let me know you can see me and hear me? It would be terrible if I was having a mic issue and nobody told me and I didn't know and you couldn't hear me. Because I've asked like 3 times already and I'm not getting any responses. Now we're up to 6. Do any of you want to type something into the chat so we can get this thing, we can get the show on the road? There's somebody in the chat. Hi, Corey. Corey Dillon, how are you? Where are you coming in from tonight? Or I should say this afternoon. It's still quite early out here on the West Coast. I want to talk about the latest in the Nancy Guthrie case. There's been a couple of developments since yesterday. One of them, I have to backpedal a bit. When I did my video yesterday and I talked about, oh, Tempe, Arizona, you're in Arizona. So, wow, I'm sure you guys are following this out there for sure. When I did the video yesterday about Carlos Parazuelos and how he had been detained, but then a few hours later released without being arrested, for some reason I had typed his name in wrong on the thumbnail. It's Palazuelos, not Parazuelos. I don't know where I got that from, and then it just stuck in my mind that he was Parazuelos. He was Carlos Palazuelos. So, Carlos, if you're watching this, I apologize profusely. Maybe it's just my post-chemo brain from everything that has happened, all the surgeries, all the treatment that I had back in 2019, 2020, and, the subsequent side effects. But it could be my old age now. But, Carlos, I know that your name is Palazuelos, not Parasuelos. Sorry, I put it in the, I pinned the comment on the last video, but, who reads the comments? So let's just jump to what we know. Yesterday, we talked about the glove a little bit. The black glove that was found. I found out that it was 1.5 miles from the Nancy Guthrie estate, the black glove. Today, there's several news sources saying that there was actually 2 black gloves that were found. I can't verify or confirm any of this, but they're hinting now that it was 2 gloves rather than 1. If that's true, that's great because maybe somebody left some DNA inside of one of those gloves, assuming that those gloves are even connected. I just hope that that information is accurate, that they got both gloves rather than one. Something else has broke though on this case that's quite intriguing. The police have released video of a man. They've blurred out his face and his head. Kind of looks like a white guy that's either bald or shaved head. Hey, Rita, just giving the latest on the Nancy Guthrie situation. So the police have video that they've released to the public. It's color Ring doorbell video. It's from a property that is 5 miles from the Nancy Guthrie estate. And this video was taken at 1:52 a.m. February 1st. The guy walks away in the video at 1:53. Now, originally, the police said that Nancy Guthrie's her Nest Cam on her front door, that it hit at 1:47 a.m. They're now changing that timeline, saying that that Nest Cam was removed or hit on a suspect at 2:12 a.m. There's a revised timeline. Now, I don't work for the police department, so I don't have access to this. I don't work for the FBI. I've worked quite a few cases with FBI agents in the private sector, and I've had FBI agents do things for my company as well. But this revised timeline puts that first intrusion on her Nest Cam at 2:12 a.m. And that's exactly 19 minutes later after this Ring doorbell cam was intruded upon 5 miles away. And I have the picture in the thumbnail. It's kind of hard to see. So the guy on the left in my thumbnail, which you can see, once this video uploads, that guy, the one on the left is the guy at Nancy Guthrie's door on the night of the disappearance. But there's another guy that's on the right, and he's wearing a backpack, different than the backpack that you see at Nancy Guthrie's place, but he also has a second backpack that he's holding in his left hand that appears to have the same reflective strips on the backpack that was carried the night of the crime at Nancy Guthrie's. And that backpack has been determined to have come from a Walmart. We don't know where, when, was it in Tucson? It could have been anywhere. Those are very popular backpacks. A lot of people buy that exact model at Walmart. But he appeared to have something similar, if not the same, in his left hand, while he had another backpack that also seemed to be full, like the one at the Guthrie estate. Oh, wow, 17 people. Thumbs up, everybody. Please share this video. Thumbs up and red heart it. It'll bring people in. So they don't know if this is the same guy. And I can't really tell if he's the same build, but he looks like he's wearing the same pants. And the video at Nancy's house is black and white. The video at the Ring cam is color. And you can see it looks like a white male with either a shaved or a bald head. And he walks up to a private property, a residence. I don't know if it's an apartment or a house or a condo, but he takes his left hand and he reaches over the gate and he tries to unlock it or open it, but he's unsuccessful. So he walks away. Now let's say hypothetically that man has a car that's outside, and he walks to that car, drives 5 miles across town to the Guthrie estate, and gets his ski mask on and gets his black gloves on, leaves one backpack in the car, has the other switches backpacks, now has the Walmart backpack on his back, and he probably didn't park right in her driveway or right out front. He's probably parked further down the road. The timeline kind of fits, that it might take him 19 minutes to go get his car, get in, drive 5 miles across town, park in the Nancy Guthrie neighborhood, walk up to her place in similar looking pants, a similar looking top, carrying a similar looking bag. Okay? Now, it could be a completely separate incident. There's all kinds of creepers that are out walking around in the middle of the night. I've had it happen at my building. Some guy came in last year and they don't know how he got in, and he decided to camp out and sleep in our lobby. But before he did, he was walking back and forth, and my camera caught him several times, and he was looking right at my door. And when I saw that the next morning, it just scared the bejesus out of me. Like, oh, that guy is so creepy, and he was walking around. And nobody, because the building's camera systems don't obviously work as well as the tenant's camera systems, they couldn't get a clear shot of how he got into the front door of the building. But, he looked up the stairs that are next to my door. He looked at my door. He looked right into my camera. That was a very creepy feeling. There are people that are wandering the streets at night. I'm sure in Tucson, too, it's like any other city. There's people walking around at night that are looking for trouble. But this guy, I think he's kind of got the same type of build. A lot of people said the guy with the ski mask, even though they couldn't see underneath the mask, appeared to be bald or shaved head. And this guy is bald or shaved head, and he's probably white or Latino. I'm thinking more white, like Caucasian white rather than Caucasian Hispanic. But, it's hard to tell because all these videos have been taken at night and, super, super dark in the Catalina foothills. Although there was a full moon February 1st, which, did help somewhat with being able to see things. So now the police and the FBI, they're going door to door to door in her neighborhood, on her street, asking every resident there to check their Ring and Nest doorbells, for the last month, going up until, February 1st. Gonzalez, Twins Life, how are you? Thanks for coming back. Please give me, I got 12 people and I've got only 2 thumbs ups. And we got up to like 17 or 18 there a minute ago while I was giving my speech. Everybody give me a thumbs up. Okay, we're up to 3. Only 3. There's 9 people in here right now. There's only 3? 4. Oh, we're 21 people. Come on, thumbs up. We'll go over this one more time. Thumbs up, red hearts. Hit those buttons. Get those hearts across the screen. Get those likes up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to April Davis PI. Make sure you click the bell icon so you'll get notified anytime I produce a video or I go live. Grateful Dead shirt. Yeah, too bad it's a reprint. I have 2 of them. I had a pink one on earlier. Now I've got this one on. Swan Song, welcome. I haven't seen you before. If you're new, I hope you're subscribed and you're hitting the thumbs up. So 3 things have happened since yesterday. One was my problem and my goof. Carlos Palazuelos. I misidentified him as Carlos Parasuelos. I'm sorry to the audience. I'm sorry to Carlos. A lot has happened to my brain with all this stuff since cancer. Nobody believes that. And I'm not using it as a crutch or an excuse, but the treatment really did a number on me, which is why I've had the 2 subsequent heart surgeries and the kidney surgery last week. And by the way, I saw that doctor today, and he said, are you drinking? Are you drinking your water? Are you drinking your juice? How much are you drinking? Swan Song says, Jerry Garcia used to jam way back in the day in the tiny town I live in now. Very awesome. Wow. Where are you coming in from, Swan Song? I'm in Los Angeles, but we're talking about the current events that are happening in Tucson, Arizona with the Nancy Guthrie case. So the guy that got pulled over for 2 hours and subsequently released was Carlos Palazuelos, not Parasuelos. Oh, you're coming in from Oregon. I've never been there. I've been to most states, but I've never been to the Pacific Northwest, and I'd like to get there someday. Then we find out, since I corrected myself on Carlos's surname, that the glove that was found yesterday, a mile and a half away along the side of the road in the same neighborhood, that it may have been 2. That has not been confirmed, but it's possibly 2. I sure hope so. It originally was reported as 1. We'll see how that shakes down. But the most important thing in this video, make sure you guys look at the thumbnail, or you look at other videos on YouTube, or just type in, Nancy Guthrie case and look at the images and the videos. It's in my thumbnail. There's the guy, the suspect, that could be the same guy that's at her door on the night of the crime, who could be an abductor, robber, kidnapper, murderer. We don't know. We don't know how that guy that was at the door, at the iffy time when something was going down, we don't know how he's involved. But somebody who is dressed similarly to him, who is also carrying a backpack similar to him with a second backpack across his back, different than the one that he wore on his back at Nancy's house, but nevertheless a second one in his hands that he's kind of got like this, and you can see the striping. You can see the flashy part of the bag where it has, like the safety stripes on it, so that it lights up, like people wear the safety clothing. It's got the safety kind of flashy bands on the bag. And he's got one like that appears to be like the one that was purchased from Walmart in his left hand. And he's got another one on his back. And he reaches, we think this guy is right-handed because the way he was carrying his gun in his waist, it was faced for a right-handed person. It appears that he reaches his hand over a locked gate. He's trying to open the gate. This is 5 miles away. The police have since allegedly, if we can believe Harvey Levin at TMZ, which I think he's a good source, apparently the timeline where the camera at Nancy's house was first compromised was not 1:47, it was 2:12 p.m. So the incident that was 5 miles away with a Ring doorbell actually was recorded at 1:52. And I think that person came forward because they saw the police video that was just recently released showing the suspect with the ski mask, and everybody in the country that's watching this was like, oh my God, can you imagine somebody coming in your home while you're sleeping at night and seeing that? Well, that guy that was at the door, his revised timeline may be 2:12. So that would be 19 minutes after whoever the other guy is left the address that was 5 miles away. So the question is do you think the guy that was 5 miles away that was reaching for the gate that had the two backpacks instead of one, but was similarly dressed, and apparently he's got a bald or a shaved head, and they've blurred out his face because they don't want the public, like seeing him. I think they should show his face. Like, who is this man? They should show it. They shouldn't privatize that. Like, here's this guy. Who's this guy? And why is he creeping around a residence where he doesn't belong in the middle of the night trying to unlock a person's gate? Like, who the heck is he? Why is he there? Is he the same guy that did he then leave on foot, go get into his car or somebody else's car and drive away to Catalina Foothills that's 5 miles down the road, and then, switch the backpacks, put the one with the striping on it on his back, which, by the way, the backpack is full. It's not empty, like the guy's going in to commit a burglary and he needed like some backpacks so he can stuff the backpacks full of, jewelry, cell phones, wallets, stolen goods. Those backpacks are full before somebody enters the house. So I just don't understand if it's the same guy. Why is he at the house 5 miles down the street trying to get into that property 19 minutes before the camera is compromised at Nancy Guthrie's home? Okay, we have 25 people watching. That's the highest for today. And I have only 8 thumbs up. 8 thumbs up. I'm not getting a lot of comments either. I see Swan Song is commenting, and Gonzalez, and Rita, and Corey. But that's it. I'm seeing 4 people in the comments. Now we got 23 heads in here. Only 8 thumbs up. Can you guys hit the thumbs up? Can you guys hit that red hearts button, or whether it's red hearts or smiley faces? I don't have that ability to do that on my screen. Okay. Oh, I see some red hearts coming. Let's hit the thumbs up. We're up to 8. We're up to 8. Thank you so much. This really helps because it shows YouTube that there's engagement on this video, and then they're more likely to boost it a bit and get it out. I'm not a monetized channel, but I'm sure that they're still playing commercials on the replays. So, they're making money off this, not me. This is actually costing me a lot of time, but I think this is really important because I think the more that is shared and the more that's out there, the more people will get involved in this, especially, somebody that's living in Arizona, as is Corey. I don't know if Corey is still here. If you're still here, Corey, give me a thumbs up. 24, 27 people here now. Oh my gosh, that's amazing for this time of the day on a weekday. Hit those thumbs up. We got 1/3 of the people watching with a thumbs up, but we got 27 people in the chat right now. 27 people in the stream, I should say. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the chat. 9 thumbs up and 23 in the stream. Let's type something in the chat. Ask me a question. What do you think? Have you guys seen the new video of the suspect that's in the property that's 5 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's house? Has anybody seen that? Let's see. Swanson says, "Oh, I am not aware. I haven't watched TV in 16 years. Is it a missing child?" No, this is a missing 84-year-old woman in Tucson, Arizona, who is the mother of newscaster Savannah Guthrie. She is the host or co-host of the Today Show on NBC. And it's her mother that was either abducted or kidnapped on the night of February 1st, 2026, in the Catalina Foothills neighborhood of Tucson, Arizona. And she's a critical missing because of her age, and whoever abducted her did not take her meds with her. And she, I hate to say it, without those meds within 24 hours of her, let me see if I can speak here. If she didn't have her meds within 24 hours, it could be fatal. Jerry comes in. "I think Nancy Guthrie is dead." And you know what? I hate to say it, Jerry, but I think you could be right. Oh, thank you so much for the red hearts. Please hit the thumbs up. I see 9 on my end. Could be more. I see 25 watching. 26. Let's get those thumbs up. Also, if you guys are new here, please subscribe to my channel. And make sure you hit that bell icon on the main channel page when you subscribe, because that bell icon will notify you whenever I post a video or whenever I go live or have a premiere. You'll be notified. Hey, Cindy O'Terry, thanks for coming in. Please hit the thumbs up. We're talking here about, wow, 38 people. We're talking just a little bit more about Nancy Guthrie. And I recapped a little bit of what we went over yesterday. I apologize to Carlos Palazuelos, who I misidentified or misspoke and called him Parasuelos. It's actually Palazuelos. So Carlos, if you're listening, just, give me some grace on this. I don't think he's involved in any way. He seems like an okay dude. Let's see. Oh, here, I didn't even see you, Mojo. I've got my Mojo has come in. Bizarre about TMZ still getting messages and emails. Yes, because apparently they got a second demand saying that they want so much Bitcoin put into the account. I think it was like 25,000 or something, or no, 1 Bitcoin. If you put in 1 Bitcoin, we'll give up who the kidnapper is. But, I don't know if any of these ransoms are legit. I've talked about that too many times already. I've already said I don't think this is a legit kidnapping. But I think people started, rethinking that theory when the police or the FBI released that video of the suspect at the door wearing the ski mask with, the eyes cut out and the mouth cut out. I mean, that was just creepy. The guy that compromised my camera in my building in 2025, he wasn't even wearing a mask. And nobody could get him out, including the night manager. I finally called the fire department like, "Hey, get over here. We got this guy passed out in the lobby. Is he moving? No, we don't. Is he dead? I don't know. We're not going to get that close. Get over here. Get this guy out of here." And they did. Kudos to the LA City Fire Department. Was there any sign of a struggle or blood at the scene of her disappearance? Yes, there were blood droplets at the front door and additional blood found in the house, but the police are not detailing anything about what was found in the house. April, do you think she's already gone? They've been searching for days. Yeah, I think she was probably gone on day one, but I don't know. Janet Teague. Oh, welcome, Janet. I'm thinking that Nancy was at Annie's house and not home. I think Annie and her husband probably told the guy to go to Nancy's to throw the police off. That could be. I thought about that too, but that doesn't explain Nancy's blood at the door. Because I wondered that too. Did all of this go down possibly at Annie and Tommaso's house? And then this all has come up since. But, why take out the cameras unless they're just a red herring, especially the forced entry, which is, I'm assuming, in the back because it wasn't in the front. Red herring. To throw off the police. Same with the ransom notes. Are those just copycat criminals? Are those people just trying to get money, from Nigeria? There's so many possibilities, especially because she's the mother of a famous person who has a lot of money. So they have targets on their backs. 52 people. Oh my God, that's terrific. But I only have 10 thumbs up. I don't think 52 people would be watching if they thought my video sucked. Give me a thumbs up. I see those red hearts. Thank you. Maybe they put blood there on purpose, says Janet. That's possible. Do you think her family is involved? I've talked about this a lot. Maybe, maybe not. Ashley Banfield did say that she has a top law enforcement source who said that Tommaso Cioni, the son-in-law, was a prime suspect. Now, the police aren't going to come on the television and go, oh, we're looking at him. He's a prime suspect. But it's pretty obvious that one or both of them are suspects. Doesn't mean they did it or they're involved. But, the police wouldn't have been there for the past 10 or 11 days at their house, taking their cars or their car, singular car. They took Annie's car and they've been searching her house day and night. There's a reason for that. That doesn't mean they're involved. Remember, the police believed the Ramseys for a number of years did the kidnapping of their daughter, and that wasn't the case. They didn't take her. They didn't murder her. That case still needs to be solved. But, the police just bumbled that so bad. They were focused so much on the Ramseys, they should have just eliminated them right away. Now, had the Ramseys been more cooperative, which in, hindsight, I think they realized they should have been, maybe the police would have, said, okay, we checked them out. They didn't do it. And now let's find out who really did it. Because they're spending an awful lot of time at the Annie Guthrie home. And that speaks volumes to me. It doesn't mean they're involved. On my channel, I'm just telling you the facts. I'm very transparent, and everybody here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Here is Mark Wright. When did you get a picture of my ex-wife on wall? That's kind of uncalled for, Mark. Yeah, that's an elephant behind me. Where's my mod? 12 thumbs up. I got 59 people watching. I still have to keep drinking because I saw the surgeon today that did my last surgery, and he said, are you drinking water? What are you drinking? Juice, water? Like, keep drinking all day long. He said, I don't care what you're drinking. Well, I said, it's all water and juice, and I had some Ensure last night, and I have some vitamin water zero, and he's like, I don't care what it is, just keep drinking. Um, 12 thumbs up, 55 people in here. So yeah, how many people that are watching right now have seen the video of possibly the same suspect, possibly not, that was at a house 5 miles away, just minutes before the Nest doorbell was compromised at the Nancy Guthrie house? How many people have seen that video? The guy that appears to, that they kind of blurred out his face, but he appears to have a bald or maybe a shaved head. And he's carrying not one, but 2 backpacks, one of which is very, very similar to the one that was at the Nancy Guthrie house. How many people have seen it? I've got my mojo says yes. Janet Teague says, I have seen it. I've seen the one with the man in the alley. Is the man in the alley the one that's reaching over and trying to open a driveway gate? Is that the same video? Because I couldn't really see where he was. They just said he was at a residence, but I saw like a lot of cars beside him, but they weren't his car. Yes. Okay. So that was in an alley. Was that behind a home, do you know, Janet? Or was that like behind an apartment or a condominium building? Because it seemed that I saw a lot of cars around, and I thought he looks like he's in some sort of a parking lot and he's trying to get through a metal gate. He was trying to get onto the property. I mean, obviously he was in the parking area, but he was trying. It looked like a complex. That's what I thought, because I thought I saw not only the cars around him, but I thought I saw like a carport behind him from the, where he's reaching with his right hand through the gate. Now, for those people that have seen that video, considering that he's carrying the two backpacks, both which appear to be pretty full, just like the one at the Guthrie estate, how many people here think that that could be the same suspect? Yes, toting one, and he is wearing one back. Yes, toting, he's carrying one, which looks like it was similar to the one that was on the back at the Guthrie estate. And then he's wearing a different one on his back at that complex or wherever he was in that alley. They say he looks slimmer, and I think he had on layers of clothes. Okay. And I thought that one, the one that came from the Ring doorbell at the complex, if memory serves me right, was that, I think I've seen it in color, or has it just been colorized by AI? Because I see what looks like white, like Caucasian white skin. Yes, it's the man. Do you think it's, oh, hi, Kathy. Do you think it's the same man that was at the Guthrie estate, or do you think it's a separate man and it's just a completely separate, knucklehead that's walking around in the middle of the night that's, trying to get into a gate he's not supposed to be at? Is it the same person? Janet says they say he looks slimmer. And he might have had layers of clothes on, because that guy also had long sleeves, but he didn't seem to have the same jacket, I didn't think, as the guy at the Guthrie estate. I think it's the same man, and the brother-in-law is bald. The brother-in-law is bald, but he has a big beard, which he may have since shaved, and he has a very large, dark mustache. Where this person, you could only see just a tiny bit, and it seemed to be dark, but it seemed to be smaller. But, they say that mustache and goatee look more like his bandmate, who is Dominic Evans. Hi, Boston Bill. Yeah, Boston Bill, did you see the video of the man that's 5 miles away from the Nancy Guthrie estate, and he's wearing a backpack and he's carrying another one? Did you see that, Boston Bill? Janet says maybe he shaved it and maybe he had clothes or his stuff in the bag. Yeah, we don't know what was in the bag. Here we are again. The law enforcement are dropping the ball. Yeah, they have many times. Today, I didn't put this in the thumbnail. I haven't talked about this yet, but who saw the white tent, like the crime scene tent, outside of Nancy Guthrie's front door today? And it's since come down, apparently. But the police are at the house right now. I'm watching a live on my TV through YouTube, and the sheriff is parked in her driveway, and they had a crime scene tent up. Who saw that? 13 thumbs up, 26 people watching, 29 people watching. Come on, where are those thumbs ups, people? This really helps. This will get the video out there. Engagement, thumbs up, subscriptions. Hit those little hearts, whatever you have to do to engage. Put a comment in the chat. Fox reporting new info. Reward doubled. Suspect is 5'9" to 5'10". Oh, hey, Karen. Is that the guy that's at the front door of the Nancy Guthrie house? Hit the like, guys. April is great. Oh, thank you, Boston Bill. I appreciate that. Means a lot. Yeah, I just wanted to say 3 things for those that have just come in. I embarrassingly mispronounced Carlos's last name, the guy that was pulled over uh, in Rio Rico. It's Carlos Palazuelos, not Parasuelos. I knew that, but my thumbnail was wrong, and then it just got stuck in my brain, and I'm tired. I've had surgery. I've got, anesthesia still, like maybe still chemo fog. Who knows? But it was Palazuelos. I apologize to Carlos and everybody here because I like to, accurately report things. Also, the glove that was found yesterday, a mile and a half away in the same neighborhood, there's a rumor today that they found 2. Don't know if that rumor is true. But the biggest piece of evidence is now that the police have released the video at the front door of the Nancy Guthrie house the night of the crime. Other, neighbors, people in Tucson, they're starting to look at their Ring doorbells and their Nest doorbells and their surveillance cams. And somebody came up with this guy at 1:52 a.m. and he departed at 1:53, where he's reaching for a gate. The timeline was originally that the camera at the Guthrie estate was compromised at 1:47, but I'm hearing a revision now to 2:12. So that if that 2:12 corrected time is correct, then that means the guy had 19 minutes to get back to his vehicle, drive across town 5 miles, switch the backpacks out, put the ski mask on, and then walk however far he walked up to the Guthrie estate. I don't know if it's the same man. They have his face blurred out. He's not wearing a mask. In that video, it doesn't look like, but his face is blurred out. But he looks bald or balding. He looks like a Caucasian white male. How many people have seen that video? How many people think that the backpack in his hand is the same backpack that the Nancy Guthrie suspect is wearing? Is it the same man? The timeline definitely adds up. Is it the same man? Okay, Karen writes, lighter type of equipment used to take measurements. West Cruise. Yes, I have intelligence. West Cruise, did they? Let's see. Oh, hi, Hearts. I missed you. Breaking news, guys. 1 minute ago, they just found the body in the desert. What? What? West Cruise 3878. I'm not seeing that. What is that? Is that true? What type of intel do you have, West Cruise? Information will be available in 3 hours. Okay, I've got my YouTube on right in front of me. Let me see what I'm hearing. There's a couple of these yahoos I'm watching on YouTube. Information will be available in 3 hours. Is that true, West Cruise? Where are you reporting from, West Cruise? You don't have to identify yourself, but what state are you located in, West Cruise? Boston Bill says, I had got a call from a friend of mine, or a friend saying to me they're getting very frustrated and are really grasping. West Cruise, it's not on YouTube. They are confirming. Who is confirming? Why 3 hours? It would be all over the news. Remember, the night that they took Carlos Palazuelos was the same evening that apparently an 84-year-old woman was being transported in a medevac to a hospital in Tucson. And everybody thought, oh my God, they found her. And, they got this guy in handcuffs on the side of the road. And the FBI is busting the door down of his mother-in-law's house. And now there's a Metaflight helicopter, and they just put all those little coincidences together and went, oh my God, it's her. She's been found. And 2 hours later, none of that was true. Yeah, the guy got pulled over. He was cuffed, but he was never even arrested. There's a lot of bogus information out there, Hearts. It's classified information. Are you in law enforcement, West Cruise, by any chance? Oh, I just asked that question. I didn't even see your response. I you typed that before I even saw that. I was looking at the TV. Um, are you Arizona law enforcement, Wes Cruz? And if you are, did you see the video today of a suspect that was 5 miles across town that could possibly be the same suspect that was at Nancy Guthrie's door on February 1st? Did you see that video? Boston Bill says, okay, but the news would have something. We will see. You're Arizona law enforcement, okay? Well, I'm a California PI, but I'm not working this case officially or unofficially. I'm just reporting on it on my YouTube channel. Hey, we got 33 people watching right now, and I've got only 16 thumbs ups. Please, it'll help bring people into the video. Maybe we can get more information live right here in the chat if we can just get more people in. Oh, we're up to 17. Keep going, everybody. Hit the red hearts, hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to April Davis PI, please do so. I would appreciate it. My channel is not monetized. I received no money for this channel. It's actually costing me out of pocket. I've spent thousands in the last 5 years, received 2 checks one time, and that was it. And then they demonetized me, didn't explain why. And when I asked, specifically what I had done wrong, they said they couldn't tell me because if I knew, I might be a bad little girl and I might try to circumvent the system. And I'm like, people, I've been a detective for 42 years. I've spent my entire adult life fighting crime and risking my own life for the sake of justice and helping others. I'm not trying to circumvent any system. If you tell me what I did, since all my videos passed all the checks before they went live, maybe I could prevent that from happening in the future. But no, I served the suspension, and during that time, I got trigger happy and I deleted about a third of my videos, not thinking that my watch time would delete. So now I've got enough subscribers and I've already served the suspension time, but I can't reapply because I don't have enough hours. Yeah, I know it sucks. You know, uh, Even if I made $100 a month, it would take me 3 years of making that just to get the money back that I put into it with cameras and software and lighting and microphones, and I still need new equipment now. So I'm just doing this out of the love of my heart. I'm not doing it for the money. Wes Cruz says Arizona law enforcement will have the information with the FBI. Thank you, Hearts. Canyon videos. I don't see what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't heard anything like that. And I'm watching a live broadcast that's actually right in front of her house where there is it gone now? No, it's still there. There's a sheriff's van or a truck out there. People are walking by. Looks like nothing's going on at the Guthrie estate. I just wanted to ask you guys if you thought the guy in the video that's got the 2 backpacks that's at the location that's 5 miles away, do you think that guy is the same guy that was at the Guthrie estate the night of the crime? Because that timeline has been it's been revised from 147 to 212 when the camera uh, picked up movement at the Guthrie house. And the guy that was at the other place 5 miles away, that ring camera hit at 152 and he departed at 153, which would give the person 19 minutes to get in town, maybe change a little bit of their clothing, switch the backpacks out, and approach her house. I think it's 50-50. Hearts of Gold says, well, I look at it this way. When they have sure information, we will hear. Yes. Boston Bill says, he's law enforcement. I don't understand how no one has this info. He says he's in Arizona. We will see. I would rather that they find her than not find her, because I already think that she's probably deceased. I would be completely floored if they find this woman and she's alive and well. I just don't think that's the case. And I don't want the family to have to suffer forever and not know what happened to their mother. Even if the worst has happened, I'd rather they know than not know. Kellyanne Sullivan says, I agree. Boston Bill says, I sadly think she's deceased. Yeah, I do too. But I like to have hope and be positive, but I thought she was deceased from the beginning, and I'm still not convinced that this was an actual kidnapping. Kidnappers get in, they get out, they demand a ransom right away, they keep the person alive, they provide proof of life, they take the money and they go, and it's done in a few hours. You know, we're going on a week and a half now. Yeah, I kind of feel that, April. Yeah, it's been way too long. Oh, Jackie Johnson, thanks for coming in. I hope you're subscribed, Jackie. I hate to say, but she isn't alive, but that's my opinion. Yeah, but I appreciate hearing your opinion, Jackie. Boston Bill says, we've both done this for a while. You know the deal. Yeah. Well, I'd love to be wrong. I can always admit when I'm wrong. But I'm really good at what I do. But there's just too many variables right now. Okay, Candace Lawrence. This is interesting. I haven't seen you before, Candace. Welcome. Psychics are saying she is not alive. You know, I saw some psychics Sunday night. I went down that rabbit hole that said she was alive. Then I saw another one Monday or Tuesday who said she was. You know, they all have different opinions. What type of information, West Cruz? There's information out there. Kellyanne Sullivan. She has a pacemaker, no meds. I know. You know, did the kidnappers run down to CVS and fill her prescriptions? I don't think so. Sorry, I have to keep drinking, but I had a kidney surgery and I saw the kidney doctor today and he was like, are you drinking? So I've got all these bottles. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Vitamin Water Zero, Arrowhead. I have Ocean Spray Diet Cranberry. Last night I had 2 open bottles of Ensure, chocolate flavored, to my bed. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I know. That's what the doctor said today. And, you know, just a little off topic here, hearts. When I saw the doctor today, I had to explain to both the medical assistant and to him why I didn't have my post-surgery x-ray. Because I had been advised by the surgery center last Friday to call the urology office on Friday and arrange to get that order so that I could go get it this week and they would have time to read it, the radiologist, and have time to get it to the urologist by today because he's leaving for New Zealand tomorrow night for 2 weeks. But the office said, oh no, you're supposed to come here first and then we'll give it to you. And I said, that's not what the surgery center said. They wrote it down. This is what I need to have. I even said I would call on Monday and the surgery center said, no, you're going to call today, meaning last Friday, because you need to get the ball rolling because they have to have that abdominal x-ray to see how it broke up or didn't break up. And today when I asked him, he said, he thinks it's sand, but he says, as you saw in the x-rays in the operating room before they put me out, he says, it's kind of hard to see, especially once it's broken. It's smaller. It's even harder to see. So he's like, I still don't know. And I said, well, the other night, I was doing a live on YouTube and I started having some twinges in the left side. Like, it was just like, ow. I mean, I didn't have to take a Tylenol, but it was a little like, oh, what's that? Like, I definitely felt something. on that side of my lower left back. And I'm like, oh boy, could there be some pieces that haven't come out yet? There's still this feeling of pressure, like, and he goes, that's why we need the x-ray. And I'm like, well, good luck you being able to see it from New Zealand. So he's going to have his assistant, his nurse practitioner, look over the x-ray. And of course, I'm going to see it too once it's done. But yeah, they didn't give me the order until today because the imbeciles who answered their phone last Friday said, oh, no, 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 we don't give that to you until you see the doctor. And I'm like, I just saw the doctor today in the surgery room and after the surgery. And this is what he wants. And they're like, oh, no, 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 no. And I'm like, can you please ask the doctor? I very politely said, can you ask the doctor and call me back? Oh, sure. No calls, nothing. They didn't even put it in the notes that they had received a phone call from me. And I showed the doctor my phone. These are the 2 calls. This is the 20 minutes I was on hold so that a female at the front desk could tell me they won't give me the order. And he said, listen, I sold my practice, as you know. I sold it to Providence, and those people that answer my phones that work in my office, they are no longer my employees. They don't work for me. And I'm like, yeah, but it's your office. You're the boss. And he goes, no, I'm not. Those people don't work for me. And he was like, what are we going to do? I'm like, yeah, your plane leaves tomorrow morning. And he's like, well, actually tomorrow night, but yeah, like, yeah, how many more hours until you're out of here? I don't think I can get the x-ray that fast. Come on. Like, so that's where I'm at. I've had the surgery. I'm recovering. I did have a complication with the blood thinner that appears to, let's knock on some wood here, appear to be straightened out for now. But I have no x-ray because they have to see, do I have rocks inside of me or do I have little pebbles of sand? Pray that it's sand. Because if it's rocks, I could end up on the floor, you know, with my cell phone calling 911, having them haul me to the hospital. So everybody, I appreciate all your well wishes and your prayers. Okay, a lot of people are coming in here. Andy, watching from Indonesia. Wow, what a beautiful country you're in. Wow, I've never been there, but I know quite a few who've been to Bali. What a beautiful country. Yeah, I found some blue topaz that came from Bali in a jewelry lot I bought, and it was just gorgeous. Indonesian blue topaz. What do you think about the video they show? I think it's a possibility that the guy that's at the other location that's in the alley could be the same guy that's at the house based on the similarity of the pants and the backpack. Um, West Cruz says they are thinking it was people from Mexico who did it. There's absolutely no evidence of that thus far. There's a lot of kidnapping in Mexico. Yes, there is. But those people typically don't cross the border to kidnap 84-year-old women. Andy, it's so sad elderly women have to go through this. Yeah, it is very sad. Jackie Johnson, my husband also has a pacemaker, and it's very important he stays on top of his meds twice a day. Absolutely. And I'm young enough to be that woman's daughter, but I'm sure that a lot of the meds I'm on are probably the same meds she's on, just because I have not heart disease that we know of, but heart damage that they believe happened because of chemo treatment, uh, which has given me a crap ton of surgeries. 22 thumbs up, 34 people in the chat. Keep going with the thumbs ups. I appreciate it. Keep going with the red hearts. And I don't know why, but my mod is texting me on my iPad. Let me just type live. I don't know why she's not getting the notifications. I just don't understand that. I have to move that. Okay. Kelly Ann Sullivan. Today's society, what do you think about this so much that has happened throughout the years? A family member? It could be a family member. I would look into all the financials. I would look into the life insurance. And there was some, terrible person who was online last night, who was putting out fake stories saying the day before she disappeared that there was a $10 million life insurance policy taken out. And that's complete BS, because as a private investigator of 42 years, I've done tons of life insurance cases, and you don't write, no insurance company on the planet would write a policy, even if it was just for $1,000, on an 84-year-old woman with a known heart issue wearing a pacemaker. So, just don't even believe garbage like that when you hear it in the news. Oh, hi, Kelly. Yeah, I've been on the air for an hour, so you'd miss most of this. You'd have to go back and watch the playback. I saw that you were texting me something, but I couldn't see it on my screen. I just saw your name pop up. Rich Piano says, and a big liar. Who is the big liar? The person talking about the fake life insurance? But I would look at whoever asked that question earlier. What do I think? I think, Kellyanne asked me that. I do think that they need to look at the financials, the ownership of the house. I'd look at that second loan that was taken out in 2017 that nobody else is reporting on. And I would look at her life insurance. I would look at her estate. Does she have a will? Does she have a living trust? I would look at the financials of the other daughter, not obviously Savannah, but of Annie and her husband, Tommaso. How did they, qualify for the loan of the house they bought less than a year ago, on a school teacher's salary with her supposedly being unemployed? Those are good questions to ask. There's rumors of drugs. There's rumors of gambling debts. That doesn't mean that any of that is true, but neighbors have been saying that, there's drugs, there's gambling debts from a casino in Mexico. Don't know if any of that is true. And I'm not going to, I'm just putting it out, things that are circulating. But all kinds of stories are circulating. This could be something to do with Savannah Guthrie. This could just be a random person, but I just doubt that. Most of the time, if you heard me tell the story yesterday about a kidnapping within my own family, I firmly believe that most kidnappings, abductions, and murders happen by people that people that you're closely associated with. It's usually not just a random thing, unless it's like a stalker situation involving Savannah Guthrie. But if that's the case, where's their mother? Where's proof of life? Where is she? Why is there blood at the front doorstep that doesn't lead to anywhere? The chat needs to scroll down. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Rich says that I'm a liar. Is that what you're saying, Rich? Okay, I had to do your job, Kelly. We had to take Rich out of here. But you don't have to do it. I just have you as a mod, and I'm just leaving it up there. Jackie, I remember hearing that the man in the video they have had someone say that person may be linked somehow to son-in-law of Miss Nancy's. Yeah, because he was in a band. I don't remember the name. It seemed to be that was something black or black something. It's no longer. But his bandmate, who is Dominic Evans, is reportedly a well-known convicted felon with a long criminal history. In other words, he's got a long rap sheet. In other words, Tommaso doesn't hang out with the greatest of people. Just saying. He has a very poor judgment in friends. Let's see. Kelly Ann Sullivan. I've heard a lot about the son-in-law, and a lot of people have been talking that it might be him, that she looks like the guy. That he looks like the guy in the video. I don't think he's the guy in the video at the front door. But a lot of people are saying that the bandmate, Dominic Evans, could be the guy in the video at the front door. I don't know. Some people are saying yes, and some people are saying no. Oh, I didn't see that message, Kelly. It says retracted. Bad vibes. Shout out Gabe Owners, please. Who is Gabe Owners? Hi, Anthony. Nice to see you. How you doing today, Anthony? Yeah, I wish you know what the doctor said the same thing. I had a different one on earlier, actually, that's very similar to this, but it's pink. And he was like, "Oh," he walks in and he's like, "Ah, Grateful Dead." And I'm like, "It's a reprint." And he goes, "Yeah, but it's still cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." You're back and you're good. Uh, there was three things we talked about today here. We talked about how yesterday, about probably 50 or 60 times, I mispronounced Carlos Palazuelos' name as Parasuelos. And that's because when I was typing up the thumbnail, I had one letter off and then it just like stuck in my chemo damaged brain. So yeah, Carlos Palazuelos. I apologize. Also, the one glove that was found yesterday, a mile and a half away in the same neighborhood, that is a black glove. They may have actually found two. I'm getting reports of one and two. Jackie, they apparently find the band member on Craigslist, and Craigslist ain't known for good vibes, if you know what I mean. Exactly. That's so true. Um, but the big thing we were discussing here today, Kelly, was the fact that the police or the FBI, they have now released some Ring doorbell video of another man, possibly the same man that was at Nancy Guthrie's house the night of the 1st or the morning of the 1st. And he's carrying a backpack on his back that's different, but he's got one in his left hand that he's holding, that he's toting with him, that looks like it's the same as the one that's being worn at the Nancy Guthrie house. And he made that incursion on the Ring doorbell 5 miles away at 1:52 a.m. February 1st. He left at 1:53. And the Nancy Guthrie timeline has now changed from 1:47 to 2:12. So now they're saying, well, Harvey Levin is saying, that law enforcement is saying, that the doorbell intrusion at Nancy's front porch was at 2:12. So if the guy that's, trying to get through the gate that's 5 miles away, it would have taken him, there's a 19-minute time difference, and that would have given him time to get to his car, maybe change up his jacket or his shirt. Kind of looks like he's wearing the same pants to me. He's also looks like he's got a bald head or a shaved head. And I know people were saying that the guy with the hoodie, or not the hoodie, but the ski mask, that guy looked like he didn't have any hair underneath, but you can't really tell. But I guess the mask is like, it's very tight to his head, so they think he doesn't have much hair or thinning hair. And, the guy that's in the video, that's color, that's a Ring video, you can see like balding head, but they've also got it blurred out. So the blurry part where they've got his face, they have his face, but the public can't see the face because they blurred it out in case it's just some random dude. And excuse me, how can you burp on cranberry juice? I'm so sorry. I've never done that. That's just, the urologist today was like, "How much are you drinking?" And Hearts keeps reminding me here to hydrate. They look like they were both dark backpacks, Hearts, and the one on the back looked different than the one that was the guy at Nancy's place was wearing, but that same type of backpack that had those reflectors on it was being carried in his left hand. So, but that's a very popular brand that's easily purchased at Walmart. Kellyanne Sullivan just retracted. Dean Littlehill, hello. Oh, you're lurking and listening a bit. Yeah, I was, asking people here if they thought the guy that's the new video that's been released from 5 miles away, that also happened around the same time, but 19 minutes before. Do you think that guy that's got the two backpacks and the balding head, but his face is all blurred out, intentionally by law enforcement? Do you think that guy is the same guy who 19 minutes later was at Nancy Guthrie's front door, going like this with the gloves, and he's trying to figure out how do I get the Ring doorbell off? And then he turns around and he grabs some of the shrubs or the dry flowers and tries to block out is that guy the same guy who's down the street? Well, not down the street, he's 5 miles across town, but 19 minutes later, the Nest Cam at the Guthrie estate is in compromise. Is it the same guy? That's what I'm asking everybody. I don't know. Kellyanne says, I don't know how true that says I heard the son-in-law brought her home. He didn't lock the door, and then a while later she's gone, which I found kind of odd. Why wouldn't you lock the door? See, I was heard that when she was brought home that she entered through the garage, that the garage door was somehow open, and that 2 minutes later it closed. Can you get from one point to the other in that amount of time? Absolutely. Oh, two Kellyannes. So Kelly Ray is also a Kellyanne. I didn't realize that. Here's the important thing about the timeline on that. Initially, law enforcement reported that the Nest doorbell cam, Dina, was compromised at 1:47 a.m. at Nancy Guthrie's estate. Now they're saying that compromise didn't happen until 2:12. And a man who looks like he's bald or shaved head, you can't really tell because his face is all blurred out, but he looks like a white guy. He actually intruded on a camera 5 miles away at 1:52 a.m., 11 minutes before. He left at 1:53. So that would have given him 19 minutes to walk to his car, drive 5 miles over to Nancy Guthrie's house, probably park on another street or down the street out of view of that house, and then put his ski cap on. He changed the backpacks. And both backpacks appeared to be full, by the way. And that's another thing. If this was a robbery and you needed a way to carry something, like you were going to, not a robbery, but let's say a burglary while somebody was sleeping, you'd want to carry your empty bags in there. You wouldn't want to carry a backpack that was full. It seemed like he had supplies to commit a crime. His backpack was full. What was in it? We don't know. Somebody yesterday said maybe it was tarps. I sure hope not. That sounds like they could see that guy's face, maybe a different guy. Well, they could see the guy's face that was 5 miles across town, but they can't see the guy's face that's at the Guthrie estate that's on the doorbell cam because he's wearing the mask. Now, do they have other video of that guy before he smashed the cameras? Probably not. Can you get from one point to the other in that amount of time? Yes. Let's see. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is the guy that was 5 miles away that's wearing one backpack, looks like he's in the same pants maybe or similar, carrying the other backpack. Someone mentioned earlier that he may have been wearing layers. Is it the same guy? Yes, it's the same guy. No, it's not. Or we don't have enough information to tell. How tall do we think that guy is? The guy at the door, is he, 5'10"? Someone said earlier 5'9" or 5'10", and they gave me a weight, but I'd have to scroll all the way to the back. I don't remember. What does anybody know the weight and the height of the guy that was at the Guthrie house? Well, the backpack, though, the one that he had in his left hand, Kelly, before he tried to reach over a metal gate, had that same light up striping, like the reflector, like the safety gear that people wear, workers out working on the road. They have the flashy stripes, that the headlights will show. Like, he had that type of band on the backpack that was in the left hand. The one he was wearing on his back was just dark brown or black, but the one that he had in his hand appeared to be the same or similar to the one that the suspect at the Guthrie house was wearing. It's actually, you'll see him in my thumbnail. But No, I can't link something like that in this live. And it's all over the place. But yeah, you can. Oh, thanks for the red hearts. But they blur out his face. And I've seen a color version of that as well, but that could just be AI. That may not be the original version. But is it the same guy? You said that it is? Is that what you're saying? But it's all over. If you look at the thumbnail, you'll see the guy at the Guthrie patio, right outside the front door, the porch. You'll see that guy, and then you'll see the other guy. But he's turned around, and you can see like the side of his face, but they've got his face shaded out intentionally. And your guess is no. I think it's 50-50. The timeline adds up perfectly, but Tucson's a big city, not big like Los Angeles big, but it's not like Rio Rico, where it's 20,000 people. Could be some other random knucklehead, but walking around in Tucson at the same time of the night with a backpack and acting suspicious. But, in my mind, the Guthrie case is connected to somebody close to the family. And why would that guy be 5 miles away trying to go through somebody's driveway gate? Like, maybe it's not the same guy. Could go either way. We don't have enough. I would love to know the approximate height and weight of both of those men. And I'd love to see the face of the guy who's not wearing a ski mask and see what type of facial hair that guy had. Because he could have always shaved, but he couldn't have grown a mustache between one property to the next. So it'd be nice to see his facial hair, to see if he's got a dark mustache. And they think he had either a beard or a goatee right here. If it was going to take 2 people, I would get people in close proximity, not 5 miles away. Well, we're not saying that it was 2 people. We're saying that is the man that's 5 miles away 19 minutes before, is that the same man who showed up at around 2:12 now with revised timeline at the Guthrie house? Could it be the same person? And you think 2 people are doing this whole thing? Dina says the FBI has described the suspect as a male, approximately 5'9" to 5'10", with an average build, wearing an Ozark trailer or an Ozark Trail hiker pack. Thank you, Dina. Now how tall and big is the guy that's at the other location? And the reason that's important is because the police, not us, but the police, they may actually have a face on that guy. And I don't remember if that guy was wearing gloves. Could they get how many people have touched that gate between then and now? Could they get a valid fingerprint? In the meanwhile, the most important thing about all of this is, where is Nancy Guthrie? No proof of life, nothing. Someone that was in that house for way too long, too many different timelines. The police, yellow taping it, making it a crime scene, then unsecuring a crime scene, then resecuring a crime scene, unsecuring a crime scene. Even today, the sheriff is driving, they're getting ready to drive away from her house right now in a white truck. Let me just look. I don't want you to be able to hear this because I don't want to get in trouble. This is a different YouTuber. There is a sheriff's Ford truck No, it's a Chevy. And they have been at that house all day. And they're driving away. Yeah, they had a white crime tent up at the front door today, like usually the type of tents you would see when someone's taken a body out. Not finding any other real description. Well, thanks for looking, Dina. Yeah. Well, Sunday was actually day 8. So 9, 10, 11. 11 days. Yeah, 11 days. Yeah, it happened on the 1st, and this is the 12th. Oh, that means tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Well, 13's always been my lucky number. Maybe something good will finally happen. Can something good happen, April? Put that out there in the universe, people. Oh, thank you for all the thumbs up. Oh, hi, John H. I haven't seen you before. Welcome in. I hope you're subscribed. Hi, they have screwed the case up. People walking on the crime scene. Yeah, there was even an Amazon delivery, like when they first unsecured that crime scene. And somebody walked right up to the porch and put the package to the right of the blood. You know, that totally traipsed all over the scene. And then it was unsecure. And even the family had access to the house. You know, like when somebody's coming every couple of days and they're getting the mail. In the earlier video I was watching live, the mail came and put the mail in the mailbox. And, you know, anybody could reach their hand in there. I wouldn't suggest they do that. It's a federal offense. But there's her mail is sitting in the mailbox right now. Friday the 13th, then Valentine's Day. Well, you know, I won't be celebrating Valentine's Day this year. But I hope everybody else here has a lovely Valentine's Day. In Britain, they seal the whole street off. Well, that's probably what they should have done here. Yeah, there was a detective who used to be a detective for this sheriff's department who said a lot of people left, and a lot of the people that are there now don't have a clue. They don't have the experience. You either just 2 cats who love me because you feed them. Yeah, my Kelsa, she rubs all over me, and my bunny, she makes noise to make me look at her, and then she sticks her tongue out like. I've never had a rabbit, and I've had a rabbit since childhood. I've never seen a rabbit go. And then she looks like, if I don't respond, like, hey, waitress, I am her servant. Now, she earlier today was watching some of this live coverage from Tucson. And she was all like, you know, we call it ball bunny, but it's actually like a loaf bunny. But me and my ex used to refer to bunnies when they do that as, oh, that's like a ball bunny. And they look like a little turkey and you can't see their legs. They're like a little butterball. And she was seriously watching and listening. And then she kind of dozed off. And then I thought, well, I better get ready and grab the camera equipment and get ready to go. But, you know, I've been on here a long time. If you want to backtrack, Kelly, you know, you can fast forward to the first 5 or 6 minutes of the playback and then get to the nitty gritty here. Thanks for coming in. Everybody, thank you for the red hearts. Please, if you're not subscribed to me, it means the world. I'm not monetized in any way. If anybody ever, you know, gets a wild hair up their butt and decides they want to send me a donation, just go to the main channel page and you'll see all of my links. John H. says, maybe the person is watching what's going on. Sure. You take care too, Hearts. I hope your hand is feeling better, your finger from your cut. That looked pretty nasty. I know you have stitches, so I'm wishing you the best. And thank you for reminding me to hydrate. That's what the doctor asked me today, and I didn't want to tell him like the last couple days I don't think I drank enough. So I am going to go hydrate. I have all these little bottles. I've got Arrowhead. I've got vitamin water, zero. I've got cranberry, diet cranberry with vitamin C. I don't think you heard the part, Kelly, about the F up that the doctor's office created with the X-ray, which now I'm going to have to go get because they refused to give the order last week when they should have. And the doctor is boarding a plane tomorrow night at LAX going to New Zealand. So we're going to have the nurse practitioner and myself kind of look at the X-ray and try to figure out what is still in there, because he said, I think I got it into little pieces of Sam, but as you can see on the pre-surgery X-ray, it's kind of hard to see. And I did feel a little twinge a couple nights ago. I was like, oh no, like, oh my God, am I going to end up in the hospital? Like, but I didn't even have to take a Tylenol. But we still don't know what's going on in there, so I got to get in for my abdominal kidney X-ray. Yeah, it's just complete effing incompetence. And the doctor said, hey, I don't own this practice anymore, and it's owned by Providence. And those people answering the phone and everybody in this office, they're not my workers. I'm not in charge. I'm not the boss. And I'm like, well, somebody needs to tell the front desk, talk to them, because, the surgery center told me to call and get the X-ray order, and they refused. And they refused to ask you about it. And now here I am today sitting in your office for absolutely nothing, because we have no X-ray to look at and to go over. And he leaves for 2 days or 2 weeks. He leaves tomorrow for 2 weeks. So we're going to have to try to figure all this out without him. Yeah, they need to get their ass together, Kelly. Absolutely. When you live in a big city, even though we have a lot more doctors and we have a lot more hospitals and specialists, there's so many millions of people here, and there's so much incompetency. Yeah. If I ran my PI business that way, back before the cancer and the disabilities and everything happened, I would have never made it as far as I did in life if I had even an iota of incompetence like that. A lot of people they don't care. They're just punching the time clock. Yeah, I'd be in bad shape. At least my disability that I paid for, it's not private disability, it's me, I put the money into the system. At least that is paying my rent. But hey, if anybody wants me to do a grocery run, hit those links in the on the main page. And no, you don't have to donate. But you know what? Somebody asked me. Somebody did ask me through YouTube. Hey, I was trying to go to your cancer GoFundMe, because it's never been closed apparently. It was administered by my friend in Florida, who I haven't heard from in a long time, and they said, we can't get the page to open. We can't get the links to work. Can you go check it? And I did. And somebody it wasn't the same person either. Somebody else deposited $750 into that. And I was mind blown, because that will cover my copay on the surgery, and it'll cover 2 ambulance bills, only 2. It won't cover the $2,000 that I need for this year's prescriptions, but I went to the pharmacy to pick up the first 2 of the year, and it's already, what was it, $1,300 or $1,500? It's on a payment plan, and I haven't got a bill for this year. I'm still getting bills for last year because Medicare switched companies, and so now the new company needs to bill me for this year. So, even though that's $750, it'll cover 2 ambulance bills and the copay on the kidney procedure. I still got to eat, and this rabbit she eats all damn day. I have spent so much money for her. She's way more expensive than the kitty. Kelly, you would know that. You had a bunny. Payment plan for meds. Thanks, Mr. President. That all was worked out by Obama and Harris. Let's see. Okay, let's not get off topic here. But hey, I'm transparent on my channel. If anybody wants to go to those links, feel free. And you know what? I have put 4 more items up onto eBay. Well, I had 3. 2 of them have already sold, and they've already shipped, and they're like within a couple of days. I had 1 left, which is I got an awesome vintage jewelry box that's stuffed. that's on there, and then I put a really cool Stranger Things item on there today. So if anybody needs to do some holiday shopping in February, feel free to take a look at the link. But thank you for coming in. Hit the thumbs up. I hope you're subscribed, and I will see you as soon as we have more information. And remember the guy that was here earlier? Who was the guy who said that a body had been found? I don't think you were here, Kelly, when that happened. Someone said they found a body in the desert and that the rest of us will know in 3 hours. And that was someone claiming or alleging to be law enforcement in Arizona. So we will see. Let's just hope they find this woman. Yeah, you missed an hour's worth of video, Kel. So on the replay, go back, fast forward 5 or 6 minutes, and then you'll see everything that went down. Yeah, there probably are. Oh boy. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming, and everybody, please stay well.